Hello students, in this video we study about conversion of moving coil galvanometer to an ammeter. So here we have studied about moving coil galvanometer and we learned that moving coil galvanometer is very sensitive. That means it cannot allow large amount of currents to flow through it. And here we are making it possible that moving coil galvanometer can be converted into a device such that it measures large currents. The basic idea here is we attach a small amount of resistance in parallel to the galvanometer. So we know uh, here the typical diagram shows moving coil galvanometer and a parallel resistor which is called as shunt, and S value is very small. Now I'll explain the total circuit. This is current I which is incoming, or the circuit in which we want to measure the current. This is the current I we want to measure. And as current comes to point a small amount of current flows through Ig and remaining large amount of current comes through S. So here I indicated like this. Ig is the current flowing through galvanometer. I minus Ig is the current flowing through resistor S. So here G is the galvanometer resistance. Compared to galvanometer resistance, the resistor shunt is very small. Because of this small resistance, a large amount of current flows through this S, allowing only a small amount of current flowing through this galvanometer, keeping the galvanometer as a safe as well as measuring the incoming current. Now we will see now how this is possible. And once again I want to reiterate, as the resistance is very small, a large amount of current is allowed to flow through resistor S, and a few amount of current Ig flows through galvanometer. Now here we analyze this circuit by taking the potential drops. You see, between points A and B, this G and S are parallel combination resistors. Now at A and B, the potential drops are same because they are at the same point. Now the potential in this line is given as G into Ig. G means resistance of the galvanometer, Ig is the current, and this potential drop must be equal to potential drop at this point. Yes. So now we are equating here the potential drop between points A and B, and G is parallel to S. G is parallel to S. So potential drop along this path and this path is same. Now Ig into G is given as I minus Ig into S, because current coming through AB is I minus Ig. So into resistance Ig. Now by simplifying here, we will get Ig into G equal to I into S minus Ig into S. So just bring this Ig S to this side, it becomes plus Ig into G plus IgG. Here we take Ig as a common, G plus S, and finally Ig is given as I into S by G plus S, and Ig equals to I into S by G plus S. What is the significance of this? You see here in this equation, Ig is the current flowing through galvanometer, I is the incoming current or the current in the circuit which we want to measure, whereas S is the shunt and G is resistance of the galvanometer. And the quantities in the bracket, they remain as a constant, because S is a shunt resistance which is constant once we manufacture the device. G is the galvanometer resistance which is also constant. So the total factors that is present inside the bracket is constant, and I incoming current is varying because we may connect it to different circuits, we will get different current. So now this shows that Ig is purely dependent on I, because the bracket quantity is a constant. Ig is purely dependent on I. So we say that Ig is proportional to I, incoming current. That means if you increase the incoming current, then Ig also increases. If you decrease the incoming current, then Ig also decrease. That means here we made, Ig means galvanometer current. We made the galvanometer can measure large amount of current, still allowing only small amount of current flowing through this circuit. So we can iterate that though Ig is very small current flowing through this galvanometer, Ig is still proportional to I incoming current. As you increase the incoming current, then Ig also increases. Now this is the principle on which this ammeter works, and now uh, we need to understand the manufacturing technique, how the manufacturer manufactures the device. So using a simple problem we can understand this. Let us say we have a problem here. It shows that determine the shunt resistance required to convert a moving coil galvanometer of specification 1 milliamps and 20 ohms into an ammeter of range 0 to 20 milliamperes. Try to understand the problem. So here the problem says that we have a moving coil galvanometer of maximum allowable current is 1 milliampere, which is very small, and internal resistance is 20 ohms. We need to convert it an ammeter which can measure 0 to 20 milliamperes. Here actually galvanometer can measure only 1 milliampere of current, a load current, but we need to make it an ammeter which can allow a maximum of 20 milliamperes. So we take it as like this Ig, the maximum deflection of the galvanometer, maximum allowable current for galvanometer is 1 milliamperes. That means for this current, the galvanometer pointer shows full deflection. If you allow current 1 milliampere, galvanometer deflects full. Now, galvanometer resistance is 20 amps and I is 20 milliamps. That means the circuit, the ammeter should be capable of allowing a 20 milliamperes. Now, we need to find out, yes, shunt resistance. So we calculate the shunt resistance using the same formula which we have calculated the resistance. Ig into G equal to I minus Ig into S, and rearranging that we'll get S shunt resistance G, and finally we got shunt resistance as 1.05. So if you connect a shunt resistance like this of 1.05 milliamperes, then this galvanometer, which is capable of measuring only 1 milliampere, can measure up to 20 milliamperes. How the manufacturer do this? Simply calibration. Here I indicated it as a diagram wise. So this is our galvanometer. Our galvanometer pointer maximum deflection occurs at 1 milliampere only. So if you allow 1 milliampere, the galvanometer full deflects. But on gradation scale and scale which is provided by manufacturer, he divides the scale into like this: 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 milliampere. By connecting this shunt resistor in parallel, this galvanometer is converted into 20 milliampere square. So when current is allowed to here, it slowly deflects like this. On 1 milliampere for maximum reflection, it shows 20 milliampere gradation on the scale. So in this way, the manufacturer converts a galvanometer into ammeter capable of measuring large current without affecting the galvanometer sensitivity. Thank you.